All right. What's up, guys? Looks like we got a few people joining us. Give it a couple more minutes, and we're going to get rolling. Mr. Mark Diamond. Haven't seen that name in a while. Hope you're doing well, bud. All right. We'll give it one more minute, guys, and then we'll get rolling here. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get rolling. So today we're going to be talking about goal setting, primarily going into the first 3 months of 2020. So I apologize for the lighting; it's a little bit dark in here. I'm at the gym, but so what we're trying to do here, you guys, is we're trying to get into the habit of setting goals every single quarter of the year, so that when we come in here to District H with some sort of intent. It's very easy to kind of just get lost in routine, not really come in with a purpose. And even if that purpose is as subtle as just wanting to kind of relieve the stress of the day, or for your morning people to kind of get your day going, that goal is totally fine as long as we stay committed to that goal. I think you're going to see a lot more success in here in the gym if we're able to develop, commit to, and kind of, attack whatever goals that we set for ourselves. So how we're going to do this moving forward is every single quarter we're going to be sending out a pretty basic questionnaire. And if you guys are on Facebook Live, I can let's see if I can share this real quick. So move this real quick. I'll have to do it after the fact. But anyway, so you guys are going to be getting this form via UpLaunch. And it's pretty simple. It's going to have 5 to 6 questions. And it's basically us asking you specifically about, first of all, how did the last 3 months go? So whatever goal that you set for yourself prior, how did we do in accomplishing that goal? And I always like to start off the questionnaire with some sort of win, primarily because it takes a lot to come in here and work out every single day. You're already ahead of 99% of the population just by coming in here every single day. So, start with a win. What was something you were very proud of in the last 3 months? That could be our first pull-up, PR on our snatch, PR on our back squat. We got our nutrition dialed in. Just think of a win to start out your day. The next question I'm going to follow up with is, what is your why? And I know I've written a lot about this. We've been posting a lot of stuff about this recently. And I typically like to start with why, because that is, whether you know it or not, that is kind of the motivation for us in all the decisions that we make. At a very basic level, why do we eat? Because we're hungry. Why do we work for a living? Because we need to make some money, right? So there's always a why behind everything that we do, whether it's subconscious or not. But in here, I want you guys to be thinking about, why is it that living a healthy lifestyle is important to you? For some of us, it's about longevity and staying healthy so that we can be effective in our families and our relationships. For some of us, maybe it's a little bit more on the competitive side. I'm trying to compete at a high level. And so right now in my life, that's a primary goal that I have for myself. And so I want you guys to take the 2 to 3 weeks here in the holidays and really kind of discover what your why is. And a pretty simple way of doing that is just start writing down answers that come to your head, and then keep asking yourself why, almost like your children do when they're super young. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to do that? Keep digging down that hole, and I think you're going to get to the root of your why in a relatively, I would say, pretty quickly in terms of what you're trying to do. And I'm going to use myself as an example after I get through all these questions. The next thing we're going to ask you guys is kind of, what's the biggest goal that you have for the next 3 months? And the reason why I chose 3 months is because it's a bite-sized chunk of time that allows you to not think so far into the future that you get distracted, right? Like, well, I'm trying to, lose 100 pounds, and I'm trying to get to this top X% in the CrossFit Open or something like that. I want to be very specific to 3 months. You can accomplish a ton in 3 months just by showing up to the gym and cleaning up your diet. But I want you guys to be thinking about, okay, the next 3 months, based on where I'm at now, what is the big thing that I want to accomplish? And maybe it's one or two things. When you write down that goal, make sure you're using that SMART acronym. And I know, as cheesy as it sounds, the reason why people use it is because it works. And so using the SMART acronym, guys, be specific. It's got to be measurable. It's got to be attainable. It's got to be realistic, and it's got to be timely. We're going to help you just through the questions that we're asking. Cover probably 3 to 4 of the letters of that acronym. But think about something like, I want to accomplish X in a 3-month time period that's relatively realistic, very attainable, and obviously 3 months is going to make it incredibly timely. So that, I want you guys to be thinking about that as you write down your goal. We're going to ask you specifically about what type of skill you're looking to develop over the next 3 months. So if that's like, I want to get my first pull-up, toe to bar, I want to get better at the snatch, I want to PR my clean and jerk, whatever that is, I want to know what that is, because we're going to be rolling out in 2020 some skill and development sessions, whether it's gymnastics, we're going to do some barbell clinics next year. And so I kind of want to know where your guys' head's at, so that when we roll those out, we can proactively reach out to you and say, hey, guess what? In February, we're going to be putting on a toe to bar clinic, and something that we want to be proactive about, so we get you in and we can get you to accomplish that goal. It could be nutrition related. It could be sleep related. It could be anything that compromises health, or anything that consists of anything health and wellness. We want you guys to be involved in. So that's what I want you to be thinking as you set your goals. I'm going to be asking you, is there anything we can do specifically to help you reach your goals? Or something more we can do to help you reach your goal beyond just the hour we get to interact with you in class every day? An hour is not that much time to develop certain skill sets, or be proactive about reaching out to you and saying, where are you at with your goal? What kind of progress are you making, and what kind of adjustment do we need to make so you can get back to that goal? And then last but not least, guys, we're going to be asking you if we can reach out to you as a follow-up. So those are kind of the big things that I want to discuss in terms of the goal setting session. So you guys are going to be getting that email tomorrow. Take some time to fill it out. You don't have to get it back to me tomorrow. You don't have to get it back to me in a week. You don't have to get it back to me in a month. Whenever you feel prepared to go through those goal sessions, just as soon as you're ready to respond, just send it back to us, okay? So we're going to, just so you guys kind of know where I'm at, I was going to use myself as an example of a goal setting session to kind of where I'm at. So for those who don't know, my life has changed quite a bit in the last, let's call it 6 months. Got involved here at District H in terms of ownership and things like that. Been blessed that my wife and I are having our first kid, or our first kid is on the way sometime here in the relative future, May 4th to be specific. But life has changed a lot. I came from a background of being competitive on the CrossFit side. I've been focusing on weightlifting for about the last 2 years, but literally kind of looking into the future, my life and my priorities are changing quite a bit. And so for me right now, what I've noticed has been the biggest struggle for the last few months is being able to be consistent here in the gym. And I always preach that whatever your goal is, or if you kind of get lost or sidetracked, always go back to consistency. Always start going back to, trying to get in here 2 to 3 days a week, and then turn that into 4 days a week, turn that into 5 days a week. And then eventually you'll start seeing that progress again of you being here in the gym, seeing progress in your overall fitness. So for me, for 2020, what is something that I'm incredibly proud of over the last 3 months? I would say something I'm incredibly proud of the last 3 months. So I would say the fact that the energy here in the gym has been incredible, and the fact that I have been able to contribute to that is something that I'm incredibly proud of. And although that doesn't relate to fitness, it relates to my community. So I would say that's kind of my big win for the last 3 months. Looking forward into like the next 3 months, what's my biggest goal? My biggest goal is to get into the gym 3 to 4 days a week. That's it. That's my entire goal, is to consistently every single week work out 3 to 4 days a week. And the only reason why I'm setting that as my goal is because I know my life is about to get a lot busier. And so I primarily need to focus on my family. I need to focus on the business. I need to focus on my career. And so for me right now, my time is very limited to 1 hour a day. And so with that said, 3 to 4 days a week, I'm stating that as my goal. Okay. One skill I want to develop. The one thing that I've lost completely by switching over to weightlifting, which is hilarious, is my total bar. In terms of conditioning the total bar, I can probably go 10 to 15 and then I absolutely blow up. So my goal for the next 3 months is to get back that conditioning in my total bar. Be able to do large sets, or being able to keep moving on the total bar. Using the SMART acronym, specific, total bar, measurable. I want to be able to do 15 to 20 reps unbroken. Is that attainable? I would say so. I could probably do close to 15 now, so be able to kind of just, without a doubt, 15 to 20. Is that realistic? 3 months? I think so. Working with Coach Robert or Joseph or Miranda, I think that's pretty attainable. Is it timely? I got 3 months to do it. So it's definitely something that's going to be, I think, realistic for me in terms of an overall goal. Being consistent here in the gym, working on my total bar, those are kind of the two big things that I'm focusing on, as well as kind of cleaning up my diet as best as I can. What can District H do to help me, guys? If you don't see me in class for a while, yeah, hold me accountable. Say like, hey, Tommy, you made this goal, you posted it online and went live with everybody. If I don't see you in here working on it, what's the purpose of doing all this? And so that's just a way of holding me accountable. I'm human just like anybody else, and so that little extra push, if you guys don't see me in here being diligent about it, which I'm committing to this, that's going to be the overall goal. And then in terms of a follow-up, yeah, I want people following up with me every month, just saying, hey, how are those total bar going? Have you been in here 3 to 4 days a week? We can track check-ins through push press. I'm going to post it online just to hold myself accountable, so you guys can see what my check-in progress has been like. Even when I'm traveling for work, no excuses. There's tons of gyms to drop into. I can at least give myself an hour a day to focus on me. That is going to be my overall goal. So that's it, you guys. One of the last things I wanted to talk about was we have a lot of useful tools here to help you guys measure your progress. So whether it's a body composition goal, so if you're like, I'm at 20% body fat, I want to get to 15, right? We have an in-body scanner in here that gives you guys specific metrics. And so if you do it once a month just to kind of check in and see where you're at, we can at least make adjustments to what that goal is. If we're not on track, let's address the diet. Let's address the activity here in the gym. It's just kind of a good accountability tool to see where you're at if it's body composition. If it's performance-based, even if it's attendance-based, sugar WOD, push press, make sure you guys are logging your stuff. One of the new things that we recently introduced to the gym is the MyZone heart rate monitor. So for those of you out there that think that your score on the whiteboard isn't translating anything in your mind in terms of like, okay, like let's say I did this workout today. We did this EMOM workout here in the gym. Personally, I got 252 reps, okay? If that means nothing to you in terms of, well, how did I do? What does that even mean? Or you don't necessarily care about whether or not you're hitting PRs all the time, what I would suggest that you do is look into the MyZone heart rate monitors, because what it's going to track is effort. So if you don't care what your AMRAP score is, if you don't care what your EMOM score is, if you don't even necessarily care about what your strength numbers are, using a heart rate monitor can be a very, very effective tool at showing you what your effort has been in the gym. It records what's called effort points. So depending on how long you spend in each heart rate zone, how you spend in each heart rate zone, you're going to get a certain amount of points. And the goal is week over week to see an increase in the amount of what are called MEPs, or your MyZone effort points. Week over week, month over month. It's just another tool for you to use that gives you instant feedback about whatever progress you're making here in the gym. At a very base level, focusing on intensity can be very, very productive for you. And so if it's like, I'm not necessarily worried about getting my first muscle up, or I'm not necessarily worried about maxing out my back squat, or I'm not even worried about having the best score on the whiteboard. Going with the heart rate monitor at least gives you quantifiable feedback on what type of effort you're putting here in the gym. It sets that line and that goal of, okay, let's say I got 600 MEPs this week. The goal next week is to get 650, right? Or the goal is to maintain 600. Something like that, so that you at least have something to refer back to, so that you're at least making some sort of progress, okay? So that's why we got the MyZone heart rate trackers. It's just another tool for you to use to measure your fitness and measure progress. If you're interested in learning more about it, just reach out to me or Rachel in terms of like pricing of the belts or how you can use it in class or anything like that. Feel free to reach out to us, and we'll give you guys all the info and the lowdown, okay? So just to wrap this up, guys, start thinking about your why. Why is it important for you to want to be here at District H, and what is the overall encompassing goal of why you want to be healthy, okay? It's something that you can keep private. You don't need to share it with me. Just make sure it's somewhere that you see it every single day, because the more you see it, the more you're going to focus on it, and the more that you're going to be able to walk into this gym every day with some sort of intent. Set some sort of goal, 1 or 2 for the next 3 months. Use the SMART acronym in terms of being very specific about what you want to accomplish. I use my 15 to 20 total bar. That's the goal. Show up 3 to 4 days a week. Those are my goals right now. What's the skill that you want to develop in the next 3 months? And what is something that we can do as a coaching staff to get you to that goal? If we can follow up with you on your goals and set that roadmap to success for you, we want to be able to do that, okay? So that's our job. Whatever goal you set for yourself, let us help you get there, okay? And with that, you guys, obviously feel free to text me, email me, or Rachel, or any of the coaches, guys, and let's have a great goal setting session, right? I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Couple more weeks left in the year. Let's finish strong, and I will talk to you guys later. See you.